This is the Morning Swim Show for Tuesday, June 28th, 2011. I'm Jeff Cummings, and in the Finis Monitor today is Jeff Perchin, who is the founder of the Five City Swim School in Southern California and a participant in a recent world record attempt. Jeff joins us in the Finis Monitor right now from Arroyo Grande, California. Hi, Jeff. How are you doing today?
Great, Jeff. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. So this world record that I mentioned at the top of the show was for what's called the world's largest swimming lesson.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that and your specific involvement in it.
Okay, this is our second year of actually trying to break the record. Last year, the record was attained. About 4,000 participants across the United States, plus overseas, participated in it. So back in January, got in touch again with the world largest swimming record organization, and this year, second try, even made it a much larger event for swim schools and swim facilities across the United States and overseas. And it's a great event. My participation as a owner is to try to tell the community how important it is to learn how to swim. We want kids and adults to learn how to swim, and this is the message we're trying to provide all the swim facilities across the United States and nation, because drowning is the leading cause of death of children 5 and under. It's the second leading cause of death, 15 and under. So this is something that should be stopped now, and we want to spread that message. So that's the whole reason for breaking this record. So this year, we started early, and all the facilities started early, getting press releases out and getting participants. We were required this year to have 2 witnesses at each facility. Also have the event filmed and taken pictures of. And all the participants signing in with the witnesses, also verifying that they were there and in the water and taking lessons. And like I said, last year's record was 4,000 participants. This year, we did it last week, so the official result's going to be in, but we broke the record approximately, or saying around 30,000 participants were in it this year, so we definitely broke the record.
Yeah, definitely. That's almost 4 times,
Yeah.
10 times more than what you did the year before. What do you think was the difference this year as opposed to last year?
I really think it's because of the communication to all the facilities, more facilities getting involved with it. And it was a better time. I know for us personally, last year we had to do it at 6 a.m. in the morning. This year we got to do it at 8 o'clock in the morning because we're a Pacific zone. So that made it easier to get more participants on the West Coast here. And I just think it was more facilities that learned about it, and we got the word out. And I have a feeling when we do it again next year, because I know already it's already an organization already to spur it on next year to even have more facilities get involved with this. We had over 700 facilities, involved this year, and hopefully we can get that up to 1,000 next year.
Well, I think at your rate of improvement, we might be looking at 500,000 next year.
Love to see that. Love to see that.
Now, as you said, the goal was not just to break a world record, but to increase awareness of how severe the drowning rate is here in the United States and also around the world. My thought of this is maybe the USA Swimming Foundation should get involved with this, because that is one of their goals, would make a splash. And I mean, obviously with USA Swimming behind this, not only will the world record get broken next year, but obviously I think the exposure would increase tenfold, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Our swim school is actually partners with Make a Splash and USA Foundation. So I know a lot of swim schools. We're part of the United States Swim School Association, and there's over 400 swim schools involved with this too. And I believe there's so many other aquatic centers. If USA gets involved with it, it'd be awesome. It'd be really good.
Now, you've been in the swim school business for more than 30 years out there in Southern California. What has changed in terms of the way you teach people how to swim?
It's changed so much. How to teach. I mean, when I started, I did like a Red Cross program, which was good and everything. But as the years went on, and I became, the more you do this, the better you get at it. And then I really believe the biggest change with was the United States Swim School Association, because once I got involved with that association, you're with the pros of teaching swimming lessons. And I think that the biggest change has been we teach at sort of 3 months old. Well, when I started teaching lessons, it wasn't even heard of, teaching maybe 9, 10, 11 months old, 12 months old. But we're pros at teaching now 3 months old in the water and being very comfortable and actually having them learn how to swim, not just playing in the water and blowing bubbles, but we're teaching them how to swim in the water with the parent in the water. So I think that's the biggest change, infant swimming. But at this almost every level, though, we've learned so much through the years. I think the communication, being part of the United States Swim School Association, has really helped, because we meet 2-3 times a year, and that's not just the United States, but it's also international, and we have international schools that participate. And that's been huge for the swimming world. And again, our goal is to stop this statistic of kids drowning. For really, it should never even happen.
So let's go back to this, that you're now teaching kids as young as 3 months old. Are you saying that some of these kids, by the time they get to a year, are able to do like a basic swimming stroke?
I'm not saying a swimming basic stroke at a year. I mean, I've seen it in some instances, but really, we're getting them so they can actually if they fall in the water, the mom or dad turns their head for a second, they can roll on their back and get a breath. That's what we're trying to teach them, be water safe. We're not guaranteeing anything, but we're saying a baby starting at 3-4 months old and continues taking swimming lessons, they will be a lot better off and get those pressure seconds. So if the mom or dad turns their head, they're over turning on their back and floating on their back, and we're real comfortable. So that's been huge. You won't see them do the butterfly across the pool at 1 year old.
Yeah, but that's still remarkable to be able to teach them to take that, to know that basic safety maneuver at a year old is pretty remarkable. Now, like I said, you've been in this for 30 years, so you've seen a lot of swimmers come through your program. Have any of them gone on to, say, the national level?
Well, actually, you've had a few. Where our swim school is in our area, we have a very small area. We only have in our city 25,000 people. That's all we have. Yet we teach between 300 to 700 kids a week at our swim school year round. So they've gone on. A lot of kids, though, from our area, they've seen them move on and move to other areas, like big areas like Southern California, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, and move on. So from my swim school, that hasn't happened. But there has been swim schools, quite a bit of swim schools in the United States in the Swim School Association that have had Olympic swimmers developed Olympic swimmers and gone on to great things. So yeah, that has happened in the association for sure.
Well, we had Jimmy Johnson from the Blue Buoy Swim School on about a year ago, and he kept talking about how he was the swim teacher for Jason Lezak. So it is possible, and I'm sure a lot of swim teachers are probably out there, not necessarily trying to groom their swimmers to be Olympians, but just at least to know that there is a future for them beyond just taking the basic swimming lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Johnny Johnson, Blue Buoy Swim School in Southern California, they've been there even a lot longer than we've been around. And in fact, Johnny Johnson taught my wife how to swim when she was a 2-3-year-old taught. So yeah, they've been around. That's a good example, because a lot of swim schools across the United States had started the kids in the water, and next thing you know, they're out on the nationals. So that's been awesome, really good. Also, I want to let you know, too, this year was something new for the Guinness World Record, that Rowdy Gaines and Summer Sanders were actually the spokesmen for this event. And they were at the Disney Typhoon in Florida when we broke the record. All the swim schools faxed over all their participants to them so they can verify that we did break the record this year for sure. And that was awesome too.
Yeah, that had to be a great extra boost for a lot of swim schools to know that Rowdy and Summer were behind this.
Yeah, definitely it was. And all the swim schools and not just swim schools, but it's also all the recreational pools and overseas and internationally too.
Yeah. Well, great for having you on the show today, Jeff. Congratulations, not just for the record, but just for like more than 30 years, I guess 32 years of teaching kids just the basics of being water safe.
Right, that's our goal. That's our goals.
All
Thank
right,
you.
best of luck to you the rest of this summer.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
All right, that's Jeff Perchin joining us in the Finis Monitor. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.